So you didn't look at any deals to analyze for any of those properties because we
I
couldn't
looked
really.
at it. I think, I
Okay.
mean, I need some rental information that you could get for me
Okay.
while I'm analyzing it. But
Sure.
like,
But here's the fundamental issue. And you're right. I talked to another builder today. It's the
well,
exact
hold
same
on. Like, give it
story.
a little bit of background because nobody knows what the fuck
To
we're talking
build
about.
to build a multiplex, to build a garden suite, to build a laneway suite. Okay. People don't just have cash lying around where they're just like, oh, I'm gonna just go put a bunch of cash into garden suites. Everybody borrows money in order to be able to fund all this type of construction loans,
Problem one.
line of credits, all that kind of stuff. And when you're borrowing at 6, 7, 8% to be able to get this stuff done, or more, depending on your situation and the equity that you've got in the deal, no number is ever going to make sense on how much rent you collect from these units. And that is right now the issue. Then you've got cost of construction, and then you've got all the other services, soft costs, and stuff like that that you need to be able to
People
account
just
for.
don't understand
And that's
the.
unfortunately where we're at. But there are a lot of new builds going on, and so there are a lot of new construction building permits that will be issued. And I think people will incorporate this into their design more. It may not be a fourplex, but they may say, you know what, I'm going to do a triplex. I was going to build my
Oh
own
my
home.
God. You,
Why
you,
don't,
you can do a finished basement with a kitchen legally now. You don't have to
yeah,
like hide the pipes in the walls
why
and
not two
pass the
basement
inspect.
apartments?
You could do whatever. I'm
Right?
just
I don't
saying,
need the
like,
basement. I'm going to throw two 1-bedroom apartments in my basement so that I can collect rent from two different tenants.
but do you understand how
No
many
kids.
people have to build a house with like a hidden kitchen in the basement so that it can pass inspection? And then after it passes inspection,
Yeah,
everybody
yeah, yeah.
opens things up so they can have like a nanny suite in the basement or
Yeah,
a secondary suite in the basement.
yeah,
They
I
won't
know.
let you do it otherwise before. Now, yeah, there's no doubt that this is a step in the right direction. This whole laneway garden suite multiplex thing. 100 million%. There's going to be more suites than there would have been in the neighborhoods. Whether there's more suites overall because of this, probably will be. But like now you have all these people that could be good developers thinking that this is the low hanging fruit working on this stupid shit. Okay. And I promise you, TK, people think that these are cheap. They're not cheap. You're building a whole house behind the house. It's like literally you're building a whole thing from scratch. There's nothing that's not the same as building a new house. So like how does it make any sense financially? Unless, yes, mom and dad are going to sell their house and they're going to come move into the new garden suite behind your house and help pay for this place now with that
Those,
extra money and then retire into the sunset in the backyard, which sounds
those
super
those
appealing.
listings that I sent you, those have all been sitting there for a long time. I've been watching those ones. The ones that have the laneway suites, they're not
Mhm.
selling. They're $3 million, 3.5. So they're not moving, right?
No,
Because the
because
house itself is worth, a good buck, right? They're all $2 to $3 million houses, depending.
well, does everybody want a fucking laneway suite in their
And they're like, well,
backyard?
I paid $500,000 of that laneway suite. How come I can't, make it work?
Right.
And the answer is because nobody wants it, and
I
it's
don't
also hard to
want your
qualify.
laneway
The only
suite.
way I would say that would be reasonable to qualify would be with commercial financing, but the rates now are too high
Oh, so hold on a sec. So
because you don't get to use all that income to qualify to get the financing. You only get to use half the income on a residential mortgage.
well, so hold on a sec. Does it just end up wrapping into how does the financing work? So if you're in a 5-year mortgage and now you
Yeah.
add on this thing, is it like where is it a new mortgage on that? No.
If you got a new mortgage, it would be. And
No, but
and
you got to break your term to get a refi with this stupid thing now?
yeah, it would probably a
That's
line of
another
credit would be
40
the
grand.
the line of credit would probably be a better option at that point.
Who can get a
But
$350,000 line of credit?
well, you could if you qualified for it, if you qualified for the payments, right?
That means you have to have so much fucking equity in your house already.
Well,
This
hopefully you do if you're going to be doing this, right? But then the problem is buying it new. So
this
I'm a
is
buyer and I'm going to go buy that property
yeah.
and I need to qualify. The bank's going to take 100% of the expenses and they're going to take 50% of the income and they're going to
Mm.
qualify me like that.
Yeah, and
That's
you're
the
like,
issue.
well, I need the income from the laneway
And
suite
they're
to
going to say, no
balance out
problem.
my.
Half of it we'll use in order to be able to qualify you based on your income.
Even half of the income from the
That's
rental suite.
peanuts. Yeah, half the rental.
Why wouldn't it all count? That's what it's going
But
towards.
that's not
That's
what residential financing does, right? They take into account the
They're
other
gonna need
expenses that
a
they would have later on.
they're gonna need a new product for these laneway suites or garden suites. Anyways,
You
like
need to get to
look,
5 units and get to commercial financing.
this is just like surface area problems with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now like take an existing house and figure out a good way to split it up into four. Okay. With the existing layout and structural walls and vents and electrical and plumbing going through all these walls all over the place.
Mm.
Stairs have to get to places like this
You
is
got to
no-
rewire it. You got to revent it. You got to replumb it. Everything new.
and then
Yeah.
fire and soundproof. It's like,
Yeah.
sorry guys, but like, I guess baby steps is better than no steps, but like, there's a lot of energy going into this bullshit, and not much energy is going to come out. It's like really going to be a wasteland of people's time and money. Like, comment, and subscribe if you got anything from one of these clips. And if you want to see some more, press something on the screen here. Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.